Alexander, your social studies teacher. Welcome to Lesson 9. In today's lesson, we will discuss a new subtopic looking at local government. Now, if you were unable to join us for Lesson 8, I encourage you to mark off Chapter 5 of your New Horizon Book 2 and visit it after today's lesson. Now, our friends rejoining us from the previous lesson, they will help us with a very quick recap. In the previous lesson, we understood that the third basic function of central government is political ideology. The political ideology of a country tends to influence its foreign policies, and this will signal sources for loans and technical assistance a country may receive. So here are some questions for you. True or false? Government needs to establish friendly relationships with other countries because it benefits the nation. Government needs to establish friendly relationships with other countries because it benefits the nation. True or false? Take a few seconds. All right. If you said true, you are correct. Here's another question. At the local government level, the people are not involved in decisions about services and projects concerning their communities. At the local government level, people are not involved in decisions about services and products concerning their communities. Is this statement true or is it false? This statement is false. Good job. Now, listen to this question. It's a fill in the blank question, so you provide the correct answer. All right? Here goes. The ministry responsible for strengthening local democratic organs is? The ministry responsible for strengthening local democratic organs is? What's the answer? We discussed it. All right. If you said the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, you are correct. Here's another question. Each administrative region has a. Now the answer that I'm looking for, it's a body of persons that would usually organize the activities within the region. They govern the region. They are elected to this particular body. What is the name of that body? So I give you some clues, all right? It's a body of people that are usually elected to serve that region. What is the name? So each administrative region has a. Okay, if you said Regional Democratic Council or RDC, you are correct. Now let's move on to another one. Remember, it's a fill in the blank, all right? So provide the correct answer. A something is elected as the head of the Regional Democratic Council. A something is selected as the head of the Regional Democratic Council. Remember, we looked at the organizational chart of the RDC. Do you remember the position of the person at the top? All right. If you said the regional chairman, then you are correct. I'm happy that you remembered some of the key takeaways from the previous lesson. You did great. Now, let's move right into today's lesson. In the lesson, you will be given some takeaway activities. Now, these activities may require you to work individually, or it may require you to seek assistance from an individual or an institution. All right, so what are the objectives for today? Students should be able to 1. Explain the economic, social, and cultural functions of administrative regions. Students should also discuss the relationship between the central and local government. So let's get right into it. The functions of administrative regions. Central government, which is located in Georgetown, has provided persons in the region with opportunity to manage their communities. This system of administration is referred to as local government, and it is implemented through the Regional Democratic Council, or the RDCs, as was mentioned before. The function of the RDC may be grouped into 3 broad categories, namely economic, social, and cultural. So let's look at the economic function. Collecting rates and taxes, market and abattoir revenues. This activity is directly the responsibility of the Neighborhood Democratic Council within the Regional Democratic Council. So the Neighborhood Democratic Council, or the RDCs, they usually collect rates and taxes from the residents. They also visit the markets, whichever market is located within that region. And they also collect abattoir revenues. That is one of the economic functions of the RDC. This money that is collected is used to provide social and welfare services for the people of the region. The RDCs obtain funds from central government in order to carry out the policies and the decisions of the government. A second economic function is providing employment for people in each region. Jobs such as clerks, storekeepers, drainage and sanitation workers are all examples. Here's a quick takeaway activity for you. Now, just now we mentioned about the Neighborhood Democratic Council, or the NDC. I would like for you to research on the NDCs in your region. Find out the names of all the Neighborhood Democratic Councils located in your region. Now let's move on to the social function. The social function is one of the major functions of local government. The RDC is obligated to provide social amenities for the people in each region. Such functions are to A. Provide education and training for the school-age population. B. Obtain a clean and healthy environment by providing health clinics, dispensaries, hospitals, refuge collection, and disposal. Now, you might have been observing some of what has been happening in your neighborhood, within your region, and you do recognize that the RDCs, the NDCs, they are responsible for doing these things within your region. The cultural function. Each regional council plans and mark the national events or celebrations at the regional level. Example of these include May Day, Independence and Republic Anniversary, as well as Heritage Days. For example, in the hinterland regions, or the regions with populations of the Amerindians, they would usually plan Heritage Days in the month of, do you remember which month we celebrate Amerindian Heritage Month? Good job. All right, here's a takeaway activity for you. Prepare a scrapbook titled Regional Activities. In that book, I would like for you to list all the regional activities executed within your region. You can provide a brief write-up about the activity, including the date or the period that it is usually executed and the purpose for the event. You can collect pictures as well. All right, let's move on to the other subheading, which is the relationship between central and local government. Now, the 10 regional democratic councils are responsible to the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. The chairman, the regional chairman of each council, reports about the activities within the regions to the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. So as these RDCs, they sit and they plan what activities they will conduct within their region. They must now take these plans to the subject minister so that the ministry will know what is being done in each of the 10 administrative regions. Another level of communication open to the Regional Democratic Council is via Parliament, since each council in Parliament has an elected representative there. All right, so let's go through some of the main highlights for today as we wrap up today's lesson. We learned that 1. Local government is a system of administration where persons within the region have the opportunity to manage their communities. We also said that the system of local government is implemented through the Regional Democratic Council, known as the RDCs for short. The third point that we would like to take away is that the functions of the RDCs may be grouped into 3 broad categories: economic, social, and cultural. The fourth point is that the economic function of local government include collecting all rates and taxes, market and abattoir revenues, and providing employment for residents of the region. The fifth point that we want to take away is that maintaining a clean and healthy environment is one of the social functions of the RDCs. The sixth point that we want to take away is that the 10 RDCs are responsible to the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. Well, students, this has brought us to the end of today's lesson. It was a wonderful learning experience with you as we discussed about our government in these 9 lessons. Do remember to complete the activities given in today's lesson, as well as any other previous lesson as we discussed about government. I am Miss Alexander, saying bye for now and see you in the next lesson.